Hi everyone. So I'm going to be talking about the Shea Moisture conundrum that has been happening all this week. As we know, on Monday there was a commercial that dropped, that Shea Moisture dropped, and it left a lot of people in their feels. So I am going to explain how I feel about that commercial and pretty much how I am going to move forward. So for starters, let me just say that I don't know if you guys follow me on my Instagram and on my blog, but I announced back in March that I was actually chosen as a Shea Moisture ambassador. Very excited because I have loved the brand since I started using it about 6 years ago. I'm actually a Shea ambassador for their baby line. So I obviously use it for my children. And I did before I became an ambassador for the brand itself. Now, when the commercial dropped, I have to say that I was not up in arms. Shea Moisture ambassador aside, the reason why I was not is because that wasn't the first commercial that I had seen from them. A lot of people are up in arms because of the fact that there were no women who were darker or deep skin tone or who had 4C hair. I am obviously light skinned, but I also have 4C hair. If you look at some of the previous commercials that they put out, there are women or influencers that they chose who are lighter than I am, but they still have that 4C texture. There are also other influencers that you also know from YouTube, the YouTube world, that are in there that have deeper, darker complexion than I do, as well as that 4C hair, and they were used in these commercials. The one that was shown on Monday had been out for a little while, and it was the third commercial out of many. So seeing that I was a brand ambassador, I was very excited to find out that we were able to have a conference call video chat with the CEO, Rich Dennis, which was awesome. We were able to ask questions and get some of our questions answered. So here's a little rundown. One of the things that I have been seeing obviously outright is that they have sold out, that they are catering to white women, not their core demographic who got them started. I have to disagree. And the reason why I disagree with this is because they were a small company. They're a company that was started and owned by a Black family. Not only did they start out with natural hair products, natural in the sense that their ingredients were natural, but natural in the sense as well that people like myself with 4C hair that was going natural, Black women, didn't know where to go. Back then, you literally had really no lines at all. From what I remember, Shea Moisture is like a pioneer in the Black hair care. Obviously, you had your Carol's Daughter that was out, but I wanted something that was more natural. So that's what I did. So I didn't have time to make my own products, so I wanted to do something that was close to it. So Shea Moisture is what it did. So a lot of people are saying that they sold out. I think wanting to grow as a company is a good thing. I think that is a great business move. In no way are they forgetting their roots or where they came from. That is one thing that was stressed, not only in their public apology that they posted on Facebook, not only was it stressed on the numerous interviews that Mr. Dennis has done, but it was also reiterated yesterday when we had our conference call. They're not forgetting about Black women. Even though this company was created with Black people in mind, if you look at a lot of the shampoos and conditioners, it's really aimed towards women with fine, thin hair. I have a sister who has fine, thin hair, and she's Black. Obviously, certain things that work for my hair are not going to work for her hair. Even with my daughter right now has fine, curly hair. That may change as she gets older. I had fine, curly hair when I was born. I am Afro-Latina. So I identify as Black, but I am mixed. But my hair has turned into a 4C pattern. I think that the issue is that there is obviously a deeper issue. I would be ignorant to say that colorism does not exist. And I think that is very important for Black women in particularly to see themselves and that representation matters. I am a firm believer in that. I think that the commercial was done in poor choice. I think that there should have been someone that emulated everyone, since the hashtag is everyone gets love. But again, I think that the fact that they realized that they apologized, realized that they made a huge mistake and apologized and pulled said ad says a lot about a company. The fact that they took out their time, the CEO of this company took out his time to speak with their brand ambassadors of this company to make sure we felt comfortable representing this brand speaks a lot about a company. The fact that this company makes sure to put their money back into Black communities, the fact that their Break the Wall campaign that was amazing last year, going from just the ethnic aisle in the grocery store to actually just hair care was wonderful. And with that, they actually gave out scholarships for Black women to become entrepreneurs. Now that is something that I can get behind. If they had not apologized, then of course I would be like, no, I don't want this product. But they have done everything that I feel as though that they can to show that they truly do care about their customers, that they made a mistake, and that they're human. If you want to boycott, I completely understand. I'm not going to tell anyone else how they should feel. If you feel a certain type of way about the company, that is your opinion and you are entitled to it. I, for one, am not going to stop supporting a Black-owned business because of one mistake. That's just not how I am. That's just not how I am. Also, another thing is that why shouldn't they grow as a business? Why shouldn't they branch out and try to get coins from other ethnic backgrounds? Again, thick, curly hair is not synonymous with Black women. I know in the commercial, they were shown white women with straight hair. Just because their hair is straight doesn't mean that they don't have thick hair. I went to high school with two girls, they were twins, white girls, and their hair was thickums. And I remember when I found out that they used pink lotion, I was like, what? Say what? But it was a product that they found that worked for their hair. The curl enhancing smoothie line can definitely work for my 4C hair, and it can work for my daughter hair, because guess what? It does. I use the curl enhancing smoothie and she used the mist hold spray that brings out her curls, and it's from the same line. And it even says on there that it's for thick curly hair. However, it can be used for anyone. As long as you're getting the results that you want for your hair, then that's who that product works for. I think another thing that I feel as though is an issue as well is that the young woman who was the first one in the video, who had obviously the ringlets, she identifies as Black, but people were saying that she was not Black enough. And again, that is a deeper issue that has to do with colorism in our community. I know that light skin privilege is a thing. I know that I personally benefit from light skin privilege. I know that my deeper, darker sisters have a harder time in this world because of their complexion, as worse than what I do. And so even though we go through this, even though we go through pain and people may look at us as Black, I know that there are issues that are way, way deeper. And again, if this was the only commercial that was shot, I'd probably give a little side eye. If this was your first one that you're rolling out, I'd be like, excuse me? But it's not. It was, I think, the third or fourth one. And that was after the Break the Wall campaign that was last September that showcased women of color, that's Black, Latina. It was all over the spectrum of women with 4C, 3B, whatever. Obviously, this company is about inclusion and not exclusion. And again, you are entitled to your opinion, just like I am entitled to my opinion. I feel as though that when it comes to businesses that are helping out the Black community monetarily, and trying to benefit them as a people, trying to benefit Black women in particular as people, and giving them money so that they can start up their own businesses, I'm allow them a mistake. It's real talk. I'm gonna allow them a mistake. So for me personally, you will be seeing videos with me showing off products. I've always showed off products. I don't know if you guys realize, but I do show off Shea Moisture products for myself. Again, because I am an ambassador, I will be showcasing videos on how to use certain things on their baby line. Their baby line is amazing. And another thing that actually came up too was obviously the question of their ingredients. Their ingredients have changed. I don't like it because it doesn't act the same way to my hair that it did when I first started using it. So one thing that was kind of brought out in our conference call last night, which is very true. This is a natural company. They use natural ingredients. When you use natural ingredients, not every single batch is going to be the same. 1. 2, if you look on the back of the ingredients, the FDA tells you what you can put on the back and how you list the ingredients. The example that was given to me was if shea butter is the ingredient, if the FDA tells you that you can no longer put the word shea butter on there, that you have to put the Latin word for shea butter on there, if you don't really know that, then it may look as though that the ingredients have changed. It hasn't. There have been people from the company that has said from the get-go that they pride themselves in the ingredients. It has not changed. The formula has not changed. I personally have noticed that for me, the formula has not changed. I also use different products during different seasons and different times of my life. Your body and your hormones and everything like that, the environment that you live in, is going to affect the way that products affect your hair. So during the summertime, I don't use my curl enhancing smoothie. It's a little too thick with this humidity and Florida sun, and my hair looks way down, heavy. It doesn't get the look that I'm going for. So I don't use it during the summer. That doesn't mean that the product itself has stopped working for my hair. It's still doing what it normally does even in the winter time. It's just that with the outside, the humidity could be me breastfeeding. It could be a lot of things, especially during my pregnancy. I had to change up my hair regimen. There's a lot of factors. So I'm not gonna fault them. I know that for me personally, the products hasn't changed for me. When I use it in the winter, in my winter regimen, it is my jam. It is exactly what I need. I use things that are lighter during the summer because I don't really need as much because this humidity is out here and I don't need it. I be wearing my hair in protective styles. That's all I need. Anywho, I really would love to get your guys' opinion on this. I don't want any bashing in the comments as far as, you know, well, this is wrong and this is this and this is this. Again, you are entitled to your opinion and I respect that. I want this to be a conversation. I'm not trying to, you know, start anything or make it seem as though that, oh, because you're an ambassador, you're supposed to say this. No, because guess what? If I wasn't feeling this, I would not be an ambassador. I could easily email my contact and tell them I don't want to be an ambassador. But after just taking in the information that I got from this entire week and speaking with the CEO, Mr. Dennis himself, I am proud to be behind this company and stand behind this company. And I hope that you give them another chance. If you don't want to give them a chance, that's fine as well. Again, everyone is entitled to their opinion. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I will go ahead and actually leave a link to my blog where I discussed how sometimes we tend to get upset over things. I recently saw a commercial for Pantene that is going viral again, that is from March of this year, with an all black cast, which is awesome. But Pantene was not catering to black folks many years ago. Again, I understand both the consumer and the business aspect of it. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. If you don't want to miss any more content, make sure to hit that subscribe button somewhere around here. Subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that little bell so that way you never miss a video when it is uploaded. And as always, I love all of you and thank you so much for watching. Bye.